little bit brief in terms of the media companies, the type of media companies that are there, and what are they doing in terms of on airports, in various malls, lounge, as mobile devices have become popular and mobile devices have started putting media companies in the hands of people. So the media company broadcasters and studios were the big media's companies. They create scripted, unscripted, and live shows for TV or radio distribution. Studios include film studios and radio and television stations that create content for theaters, TV, and other platforms. The content could be in terms of a subscription, content could be in the form of a media commerce, but broadcaster studios basically create content for theaters, TV, other platforms. And when it comes to the popular broadcasters, there's been BBC, 21st Century Fox, Sony Pictures. Studios include NBC, Universal, and Disney. When it comes to some of the live scripted and unscripted content, it basically does have a little bit of a caveat that some of the NBC news entertainment does entail violence, and also some of the 21st century TV studios do have heritage movies, war movies, horror movies, which entail violence, and it can probably hurt a person's eyesight or hurt a person's brain. When it comes to mass media and publishing companies are business to business companies that basically include New York Times, Huffington Post. They are business to consumer companies that print books, magazines, journals, and newspapers. And many a times, a lot of people like to read print magazine, journals, newspapers, or even browse, in large caption, because reading is again a great form of education, leisure, and it is again publishing companies again are into mass media publishing. We talked about streaming media companies. Streaming media businesses deliver audio and video content through apps on mobile devices, set top devices, connected devices, and smart home products. The smart home products include, companies like Netflix, Spotify, Roku, and Amazon. The other, media company, a typical media format that you see in, West End London, you see at Soho London, you see at, Caesar's Palace, you see at Four Seasons, you see at Waldorf Astoria, are companies which are into basically beach format. So a lot of large theaters, hotel, retail media into beach format, which is which stands for bookings, entertainment, airline, cruise, and hotels. Which and it entails the entire hospitality industry, which is probably into mobile entertainment, and they do have screening where they actually put everything on mobile and on a context. When you look at that industry is going through recession, and beach, which means bookings, entertainment, airline, cruise, uh, and hotels are going through a recession. You don't have full bookings in Waldorf Astoria. You don't have full bookings in Four Seasons. You also don't have full bookings in various lounge like Venetian Lounge. The other kind of a company which is very controversial are betting and gaming companies. Now, betting and gaming groups include casinos, venues, and service providers through which consumers place bets and gambles in a city or a location. Those companies which place bets and gambles include Caesar's Palace, DraftKings. Then when you actually go to when you actually go to London, and London is one of the city which is filled with agencies. Now, agencies are again companies which are media companies. What are agencies? Agencies are businesses that advise companies on how and where to advertise. They will actually put someone on a new profile and they will put it on bright outdoor advertising. The bright outdoor advertising is prevalent in 90 countries, and that agency will put something on a bright advertising and they will make a person really famous. They often act and they often work with a lot of Hollywood, Bollywood film studios. They often act as the buying layer between a brand like Pepsi and a media publisher like NBC. Having worked with both the companies, I realized that they also manage public relations, conduct research. So when you look at media companies which are popular, includes WPP, it's Wonderman, it's Ogilvy Mather, it's Hill and Knowlton, it is Sapient, it's there are many IT tech companies also that have got into Sapient Nitro, Hill and Knowlton, Wonderman, and there are many companies who have got into user experience, user research, because they do work with public relation agencies that work in like 90 plus countries. Betting and gaming casinos venues are usually entertainment venues where consumers place gamble on bets. See a lot of news around Bitcoin, Dogcoin, and like different kind of NFL, like options trading linked to betting. Even stocks and gaming, and you have Bloomberg Terminal, which are basically operating on the principle of betting and gaming. When it comes to betting and gaming providers, consumers place bets and gambles on sports. Sports group clubs and leagues that promote products and services through sporting teams. The typical sports groups include Man United, Boston Red Sox. Boston Red Sox is really famous. The area aside from betting and gaming is esports. So you do have a lot of these escort agencies that work in sports, betting, gaming. Escorts are basically people like women who will walk with influential men. There are escorts who are also men who walk in with influential women. Sports group are organizers of digital and virtual competitors. The game centers around multiplayer video games, particularly between two parties. There are esports, Manchester United, Boston Red Sox. Manchester United, Boston Red Sox are sports group, but Blizzard Entertainment, Overwatch, Riot Games, League of the Legends. It's unfortunate that a lot of young kids today are exposed to esports, and they do play a lot of computer games. I realize that a lot of people, they're graduating from 7th grade to 8th grade, are watch Riot Games, League of Legends, because they do recognize that, and they do get into that kind of an esports group, primarily because of the global pandemic and other health scares that are there. Sometimes people are not even actively going.